Everybody, are you ready for
Are you ready?
Season 7, Episode 7 of Tyson Teddy Talk the 100, The Queen's Gambit, the crossover between Arrow and the 100. Who would have expected it, dude? Who would?
Oh,
because the ship's name is the Queen's Gambit. Do you remember?
I hear the Queen's Gambit and I think Destiny, and I'm thinking of like Marasov and the Drifter, and they're gonna do something.
I saw that and immediately was like, wow, dude, this is really. First they took Damien, now they're taking the ship. Like lots of crossover from Arrow here.
I wonder if some of the writers are the same.
Possibly.
Yeah. Later
Later in the episode, they like reference the actual Queen's Gambit, which is a chess move, and I was like, oh.
That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm Teddy. That's Tyson.
Hello.
We're gonna do the thing, which is we're gonna talk about this episode. So, right?
It's a good episode.
It starts, Gabriel, he's on Bardo, or in Bardo, or on top of Bardo, whatever, you know? We don't even know what it's the planet name, but like, where are they? What's that compound called? Who knows? We don't know. So they drag him away. They drag him away to talk to Damien again, a.k.a.
Anders. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
because I
Anders.
thought later in the episode, he calls... I mean, this is a huge spoiler to the ending, but at the ending, Damien calls the dude that.
No.
I swear he calls him Anders.
The dude from in the coffin?
Yeah.
No.
I swear he calls him that. And I swear he even says, don't call me Anders, call me the name.
No, I thought he
which
said
we're
the
gonna get
shepherd.
to. Well, they also say that. He
I have to
comes
watch
in and
that
says a
end again.
whole, like, spiritual thing where he's like, oh, the shepherd must rise.
It's very weird. Anyway,
It's very weird.
we'll get there.
But yeah, so they drag Gabriel away. He's talking to Damien, aka probably Anders, and they're talking about the last war again. You know, this last war that humanity will ever fight. It's crazy. And then he tells Gabriel that Orlando hung himself in the cabin, and they have his body in a body bag, and it's very sad. He goes over, you know, does a little respect, bro. And then they send his body off to Nakara. And at first, Gabriel's like, oh, is Nakara like you guys' version of heaven? And he's like, no, we don't believe in heaven. No, that's not a thing. That's just where we store all the dead bodies. Like, what? Why are you using a planet for that? And then they mention how Clark is the key again.
I know, I wrote that down. I'm not...
Yeah.
I like things that are like serious in shows, but have like I guess a sooner payoff. Like we've heard that Clark is the key.
Oh yeah, dude, she's the key, bro.
She's the key since like what, episode 2, maybe 3?
Episode 1 of season 1. You know, she's the key.
But did we hear that? Like, I don't know. But it's just like, and they just stress it so much every time they say it. Now it feels like they're stressing
they said
it
a couple
more.
times in this episode. Yeah,
I know, and I feel like every time they say it, it's just they emphasize it more.
She's getting on her nerves more
it's
as
just
well.
like Clark is the key to it. It's just like, okay, we get it. You said it 1,000 times, but it's just so intense, and it's just like there's no payoff into like why. Not even a hint.
I mean, at this
Not even a
point, he
hint.
literally says, join our side and you'll understand why. Like, he's like, what does that mean? And then he says that. And I was like, Gabriel, honestly, join him because I want to know.
Yeah.
Like,
We need
at that
to
point, I
know.
was like, at that point, I was like, Gabriel, fucking take one for the team, bro.
Yeah.
Like, join them just so that we can understand. Then it cuts over to Murphy and Amori waking up in their whole palace bedroom thing. Murphy has to go talk to Russell. Don't know why he was assigned that. I didn't really get that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then Amori she actually likes Kaylee's old plan of reuniting the children of Gabriel with their parents.
Yes.
Right? It's crazy. And
what is it?
see-
Unification ceremony?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And that, or maybe reunification, I don't know.
Yeah.
But then then we discuss that and we hear more about that throughout the rest of the episode, and we understand why. I thought John was, when he was like, you like this, and she was like, no. I thought that was good. She does.
Oh,
Amori
yeah.
definitely is liking this.
I was like getting a little worried when this scene was going on. I'm like, is she starting to like believe in some of the ideals of everything, and I'm like, oh, this is
part
getting
of
a
me
little
was
too
like-
close to, like, it's like, Amori, don't go to that side.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I don't think she will, but it's hinting. And then it goes over to Jackson is talking to Maddie, being a psychiatrist.
he's a
It's
therapist,
great. Being a therapist. And then I actually really like that scene. That scene was good. We got another hint of Maddie drawing these things though.
Yeah.
Maddie drawing these things that she has never seen before in these people. So
It was like a light,
Fucking-
and then the
Yeah.
people. It looked like it was like a bomb. Like a bomb went off,
it's
and then the
Bellamy
people
coming back to save us all.
Maybe.
Coming through the portal.
So, yeah, like, I think,
shining
obviously-
like Jesus.
Obviously, the flame has done something, or she just has like receding thoughts or visuals from the flame.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I would think so. But it also really reminds me of Jordan when he underwent the, like, what they call it? The sanctification or something like that.
Isn't that the
I don't know.
unification process?
No,
know.
that's a whole different
There was
thing.
blood.
Where
blood
they made him
letting-
drink, like, the blood or whatever. They made him drink something.
Yeah.
And then now he's been seeing things.
Yeah.
And he, when he talked to Russell initially, he was talking about seeing the anomaly.
Yeah.
When Russell was still Russell,
And then like
right?
Maddie
Um,
drew that as well.
Yeah. So it reminds me of them that whole thing being linked, which they still haven't gone back to that one hint from season 1 or season 7 episode 1. So we'll get there. Let's see. Then I thought this was cool. This is not like a different scene. Like Murphy is like seen going by and he like yells up to them something, and then it follows Murphy, and I was like, oh, I like that.
Nice transition.
But yeah. Murphy is going to visit Shade Haida. I liked how Shade Haida called Murphy out on knowing the truth because he sensed his fear. I was like, shit,
Yeah.
bro. Shit. And he also, I thought it was funny how he was like, oh, I can give you what you really want. A chance to be a hero. And Murphy's face when he said that, he was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, bud. And then when they sit down, they start playing a game of chess. Shade Haida's like, if you lose, people will die. What did he say if you win? He's like, if you win,
Well,
I'll-
he'll give him like the chance to be a hero or something like that.
Yeah. So they sit down. I was very impressed with how intense they made this chess game.
Yeah, like
You know?
I love how, especially
What's this
before the
scene?
chess game, when Shade Haida's talking to Murphy, I love how Shade Haida could get under the skin of like everybody. It's like he just knows.
Yeah.
He knows like how. Yeah, he just knows how to get under their skin. And so
Yeah.
when Murphy says, I really like this line where he's like, what do I get? Or no, what happens if I lose? And Shade Haida's like, only losers think like that. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I was like, man, that is
I
a
like
great
that.
line. I was like, I gotta start
Yeah.
thinking like that.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good way
lesson.
to
It's a good
think.
lesson.
It's like, don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
about what's gonna happen if you lose.
Yeah.
Just
You
don't.
you plan for winning.
It's the
and then you get there.
manifesting your truth, but in the
Manifest your
100.
truth, dude. 100%. And then let's see. Then they go to a scene on the Ark,
Yeah.
which I thought was awesome. It's Bellamy and Echo, and they share this nice little moment, and it's the first time they kiss.
Yeah, it's
I would assume
talking about strengths
it very
and
much
weaknesses.
seems like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that like, I was surprised, and then as they started talking more, I could kind of see it as like, oh, Echo is probably remembering this kind of stuff because Bellamy's dead, and so everybody's just kind of working through that.
Common theme.
Yeah,
But yeah, I thought it was cool how they showed too that she was just thinking about it, where they like zoomed out of her eye. I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, that's nice. Yeah, she was thinking about it. Then it goes over to her and Octavia have a nice little moment, which I liked. That was good. Octavia was like, no, we're in this together. We're a team now.
and then she's like, oh,
and
she's like, you're my
then-
family too. It was very
Yeah,
emotional.
It was good.
Especially because like those two characters have been at odds for a long time too.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
it's weird how like obviously a death can kind of bring people together again, but just the way that both of them were like embracing it still just like puts the thought in my head that like obviously he's not dead because he's just like
Yeah.
they're hamming it up just so much, even like a couple episodes later, and it's just like, oh.
Part of me is like, how are they going to bring him back, though, you know? But again, we still don't know a lot of things. Remember Gaia going through the portal with the one disciple?
Yeah.
She's still on Nakara, like, many months later. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows about that? And then, like, how is she going to find it? I don't know. Let's see. Then it goes over to Hope and Dioza, and they're talking. And I thought it was cool that Hope called Dev her dad. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that kind of confused me. I was like,
considered him her father.
I didn't get it at first, and then she said Dev, and I was like, oh, I guess she.
Yeah.
I guess that was about the same,
fair.
like the right age.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then let's see. I can't remember what word she said, but Hope like cussed, and Dioz was like, "That's dishes, young lady."
that was a little.
I was like, it's a good callback.
It's a good callback, but it just
cheesy.
It just seemed a little weird. But I do like how similar they are. And that plays into like the conversation that they have later on as well. But they're like they are like the same kind of. They have the same temperament.
Yeah. There's a scene later that like I loved them together. I was like, this is great. Yeah. Then it goes over to Nelson and Nikki in the bar.
Was it Nikki or Ricky? I wrote Ricky.
Ricky?
No,
it's Nikki. It's gotta be.
Like, probably.
I mean, look it up.
Ricky could be a girl's name.
It could be.
It's 2020, but it's like 30 or something.
Yeah, oh my god, who knows? It's gotta be like 30. Wait. No, it's like 40-30, right? Because it was 100 years after like 2010 or whatever.
Or no, I think it's not. And
then 100 more years.
No, so it's still 20. Or no, it's still 2000.
Oh, yeah.
It's not 1,000. So it'd be like 20.
Yeah.
It'd be like 20.
It would be like 2200.
2200, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Let's see. And then, so they're talking. Nikki's trying to strike a deal with Nelson where they take over and split the palace, or split the place 50-50.
Yeah.
And she's like, I get the palace though. And then Amori comes over and explains to I like this scene. She explained to Nelson her whole past, which is nice that we get to revisit.
We saw her hand, and I was like, oh yeah, I totally forgot.
Yup. She shows him her hand, which, by the way, shout out to all the costume designers and makeup people that like hide that at all times.
Well, most of the time she has a glove on.
Yep. She'll have it wrapped.
Yeah.
So you don't really think about it, and a lot of times they shoot where you don't really see her.
Yeah.
They try and like avoid it. So they don't. I assume so they don't have to put her through the makeup of the hand. You know. And then let's see. Nelson does not want to be reunited. He was like, no, my parents can burn for all I care. And honestly, I was like, bro, I get it. That's fair. They left you out to die. Like, it's fine. And then it goes over to Russell and Shadeheda playing chess. He calls Amori the mean word for it. Freak Drana.
Freak Drana.
Yep. Yeah. But I think it's like Frick Drana. That's how it's
something like that, yeah.
You know? Yeah. He calls her that, and I was like, bro, like, calm down. It's rude. And then Shadeheda has a point here. Like, he calls Murphy out a lot this whole scene of like, if you were really a true survivor, you'd be doing this or you'd be doing this.
Yeah.
And at one point he's like, a real survivor would be like, he threatens, or Murphy like threatens him because he like says something bad about Mori. I think it's after he calls her that. And then he was like, a real survivor would be trying to get on my good side.
Because he mentions the kid as well, because Murphy ran in after the kid. When he saw that the kid was going to be sacrificed, it's like a real survivor wouldn't do that. And
yeah.
So like and
it's true. I was like, wow, dude. Yeah, Murphy in previous seasons would not be about that.
That's what happens when you're in love. When you're in love, you do crazy things.
You do crazy things. Let's see. And then I was like, one of my notes, I was like, Murphy is getting a little soft. I mean, that's fair.
He is, but then like there's a turn in the conversation, and I forget what Murphy says. But like then Murphy starts getting under Shade Hater's skin, and I was like, "Oh, this is a very good battle." Even like chess, and then just like the dialogue between these two was very good.
Yeah. And I don't think I mentioned it, but I like how in the previous scene with them, how when Shade Hater's like trying to get him to play chess, he likes John. You know,
Yeah.
I liked that. Like he likes him.
He knows that John isn't like the holier than thou Clark kind of.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That he's like got a dark side.
And probably not the biggest threat overall. You know.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, you're all right. You're not right, dude. And then let's see. It goes back to Dioza and Hope. And Hope is like, we gotta fucking get out of here. We gotta break out of this place. And Dioza's like, okay, all right. I forgot to mention it, but in the last scene with Dioza and Hope, when Hope asks her how she got out the first time, and Dioza explains it, Hope's like, oh.
She's like, I bit a man's jugular and then scooped his eye.
Scooped his eye out. Yeah. I was like, damn, girl. And then Hope's face was so funny when she said that. She was like, it was great. But yeah, Hope, Dioza was like, I'll tell you what, knock me on my ass and I'll help you get out of here. Like, it's fine. We'll do it together if you want to. And then Hope's like, I don't want to hurt you. I was like, oh, sweet.
Whenever somebody says that, you know that you're the one that's going to get hurt.
Yeah. I was like, oh no.
I still don't really get that though, because like, well, like I know that Dioza is like a tough fighter, but I didn't think that she would be better than say like Echo, or I guess
or a disciple.
Yeah, because like they never really like Octavia.
No, Dioza's the badass though. They haven't like painted her as the melee fighter, you know.
Yeah.
But like when a couple episodes back, when they were gonna go into the room with the anomaly, they're like, we'll take the right, you take the left, Dioza.
Yeah.
And she's like, all right, I got this. So like Dioza's kind of just a badass all around, you know.
I do like one line that Dioza said. Dioza said to Hope, I think it was right before the fight, and she said that doing the right thing the wrong way isn't doing the right thing. And it's like that's a good like line, especially for this show, because there's a lot of people who do the wrong thing, or they're doing the right thing, but they're doing it in a wrong way. And I just like that's like the tagline literally for almost every season of this show. Yeah,
I liked it. Let's see. They have a whole fight. Dioza, of course, wins, and then they have a nice little moment. Then it goes over to Octavia and Echo. Echo fucking scarring herself
she's gone crazy.
You know, it's an Asgate away, but like she like scarred right around her eye kind of deal. I was like, damn. But it's not just that. It was like the cut and then like the black blood. Just
like I forgot that everywhere. She was a Nightblood as well.
Yeah, me too.
Totally
Part of me was like, who all are Nightbloods? You know? Were all the Grounders Nightbloods?
No.
Am I crazy?
No. because when they were talking to Maddie there, she said a story about like she wasn't allowed to play soccer because if she got cut, they would see her blood. Yeah. So obviously it was still like a few people, but I remember that being.
I gotta go back and rewatch this whole show.
Yeah, dude. I remember that being important with
so
Echo about her having Nightblood. I can't remember which season, but I remember it being important. But I just forgot that she did.
I wonder. I can't see. This is me thinking back just on the previous show. Like I've seen it, I just don't remember. Like, what was the whole deal of Grounders having Nightblood? Was it just like a rare thing? You know, like some of them had it, some of them didn't.
I think so.
Was it like I don't know?
I think
didn't so long.
Didn't the radiation do it, and that's why they could like survive in the radiation?
I think so. Yeah. I think so.
But I don't know.
So that's why I was like, is it all of them? I don't know. I need to go back and rewatch the older seasons for sure. Then it goes to Emori and Maddie at the reunification. They're all there, and she's like, "Oh, this could be great.
It's a nice party."
And I'm pretty sure Nelson's parents show up. I think, and I'm pretty sure that's the scene. And then it goes over to Russell and John playing chess. Dude, they are like.
It's a heated chess match.
This is when it's it starts to get real. Like it is a heated chess match. He goes to make a move and brings it back and goes and does another one. And John's like, what are you doing? You could have
You would've won.
right there.
Checkmate.
That was it. Yeah. And he was like, which by the way, I need to play chess. You know, I haven't played chess since I was in like 4th grade. You know?
I'll stick to checkers.
That's fine. We'll play chess, and I'll win because I'll be playing chess. You'll be playing checkers. You know, and then that's when Shade Hater like John was like, you're just trying to keep me here, and then he explains how like it's not gonna work without Daniel Prime there, and then he like grabs John, like slams him on the chess table and like holds a chess piece to his neck. I was like, damn. He was like, if you scream for help, so help me God, I will plunge this. He doesn't say exactly that. But yeah. And then it goes back over to the reunification. This is when it really starts to get real. So Nelson comes in. He is wanting to meet his parents. Surprisingly cool about Amori taking his DNA from a cup. Just totally fine with it. Like, she explains it, and he's just like, yeah, dude, sure, where are they? I was like, wow, okay. You're totally fine with that? All right. But yeah, then they go over to his parents who are at a table. His mom embraces him. It's a nice little moment. He's even happy about it. He gets really excited to see his dad, and then his dad walks up. They look at each other. Nelson's like getting a little excited. He's like, oh my God, my parents is about to be like a healthy family. I mean, you know. And then Nelson's dad is like, you know what? No. And he like pushes him away. And legit, he like, Nelson like goes in slow motion as he like backs up.
You would think that it would be the other way around.
Yeah.
That like Nelson would be the one that would like push away. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's because Nelson's dad is a religious, follower of the Primes, and he doesn't believe that it's all good now because Daniel's not there,
Yeah.
So he was like, when they first came in, he was like, I'd feel better if Daniel was here, and
like,
Kaylee was like,
it's very weird. It's very weird.
Yeah. But he was like, no, you're an abomination. All of you are. And I was like, oh, fuck.
I know. She just goes off the rails. Like, so.
Dude, yeah,
so
he
fast.
starts to choke Nelson. He starts to, like, try and kill Nelson. And then Nelson stabs him.
Yeah.
Kills his own dad. I was like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden, Nikki and all the prisoners come in, start shooting the roof out. They're like, oh, we're here now. And then they come in, and she was like, she goes up to Nelson and gives him a gun and was like, we're in the same team now? He's like, I'm with you. And then now it's the prisoners and the children of Gabriel versus the followers and the Prime / the 100 group.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is, which is crazy.
It's like Gabriel would
and
not
honestly,
be down for this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
It's like the children of Gabriel are slandering his name.
They really
and like
are. They really are.
He would never like do any of this. So it's a little.
Yeah.
I wonder if like they're gonna get back to Sanctum.
Yeah, from what we heard about Gabriel when we first met him, he was like, he was very like Death to the Primes, and he was like a soldier pretty much until that point, and then he started like changing, like pretty much when we met him. So. At one point, I'm sure he was down with it. He's like, yeah, dude, kill them all. Maybe, but he's changed. But yeah, that's basically the groups. And honestly, at this point, I was like, I'm kind of with the children of Gabriel and the prisoners. Like, if we're really against, like, just the followers of the Primes, then, like, yeah, dude, you guys got it. It's fine. Team up with them. 100 group,
But I feel that, so... I'm just trying to predict in my mind what's gonna happen is because
in your mind's eye,
because the two sides opposing the prisoners and the children of Gabriel are the grounders and the followers of the Prime. Like once,
that's true.
Once,
I totally didn't.
Once like Shade Haida sort of reveals himself, he'll scoop up the grounders, and then somehow they'll still. I bet you somehow the followers of the Primes will still be with. So it's gonna be like two sides.
They'll be around.
Yeah. So it'll still be those. It's like two groups at each other's necks.
Yeah.
And but then it's like
much.
I don't really know who to go for because I would go with the grounders because like I guess I've known them the longest.
it's really where the main characters are, because they're over there fighting their own thing. I mean, what's this last war gonna be?
That's the thing. It's like there's like get Murphy, get Amori, get Jackson, Maddie.
Get him out of there.
Get him out of there.
Pull him over to
Pull him
Bardo.
out, nuke the planet, and then you're good.
Yeah, you're good, dude. Pull him over to Bardo. Kill all the disciples.
Yeah.
Take over that compound. You're good.
And then they can just live there and risk the red sun.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
There was like poisoning on the surface.
Yeah.
Oh man, who knows what's going on? Why would you live there and not on the prison planet, which is completely livable?
Well, I don't think they chose. I think like Planet Alpha was Sanctum.
Yeah.
And
We still don't know where the disciples came from, though.
No.
We don't know that whole story.
I'm
all
still
things
guessing
considered.
Earth. I'm feeling Earth.
I mean, we do have a reveal later, which kind of proves against one of your theories, one of your predictions. So,
Yeah.
we'll
not
get to that in a
technically.
second.
We don't know. With the whole mind drive thing, he could be anybody. Like,
You're not wrong. Like, that's such a funny thing.
It was me all
but, like,
along.
you're not wrong. It was me all. It's Jaha, dude. He's
well, well, it's coming out.
Jaha's son.
They took his
Episode
mind
2.
drive before that little girl killed him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh.
But yeah, then it goes over to Gabriel working on the anomaly. He's there. He's talking to a dude who's working on it too. And then Clark's group comes through, which I liked how this happened because she's like, "Where are they coming from?" And they're like, "Oh, they're coming from Nakara. We need disciples in here." She's like, "We got to get disciples in here," and because they're all just like scientists, kind of. And then Clark's group comes in, all with weapons drawn, like, "Drop your weapons!" And they all were like, "Oh!" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, you guys got the upper hand. I like it." But yeah, Clark's group comes in. Gabriel tells them that everybody is here. Oh, fireworks going off. Gabriel tells them that everybody's here, but Bellamy's dead. And then the look on Clark's face, though, it's really well done.
Yeah, it hurt, and then it also, I could almost like see. I was like, she's gonna burn this whole place down. That was what I was getting from that.
Yeah, I was getting more of like it hurt, but also like I can't fucking deal with that right now. Like I gotta move. Like putting on a game face kind of thing. Like I will deal with this as I go, but right now we gotta get Bellamy in. Not Bellamy.
Also, it was a very like cold and weird way that Gabriel just like, oh hey, yeah, they're over there. Bellamy's dead.
Bellamy's dead.
You didn't even like, dude.
He really
you
just told her.
You could break it to them later. You could just be like, oh, they're over.
He tried to say it in that kind of way. You know?
It was just so.
Bellamy's dead.
He didn't even say I'm sorry, but Bellamy's dead.
Yeah.
Like
he did. Yeah, that's true. He just told her.
Just cold. Bellamy's dead.
Yeah. Raven's face. They also show Raven too. She was very like shocked, but also like not crazy shocked. Because Raven was one of the ones that was on the ring with them for 5 years, right? Echo, Bellamy. I'm pretty sure Murphy and
John and
Amori and
that pilot dude.
Raven. Yeah, and pilot dude. Oh man, rest in peace, pilot dude. Killed him in the first episode. Raven has not had a single love interest that has lasted longer than a
Don't
season.
fall in love with Raven. You will die.
No, God, no. I legit think she's had 3 different boyfriends, like, die.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 3. But yeah, then they show up. Then it goes over to Damien, a.k.a. Anders, right? We're coming to a close here. I thought he was going up to see Clark and whatnot, right? Like, I thought that's where he was going. He looked all excited. He's like, oh, shit, here we go. And then he goes from level 10 to level 13. You see those on the door.
Yeah.
And then he walks in. He says, "From the ashes through the bridge, the shepherd will rise." And he says it all, like, creepy. And then he goes over and basically wakes up this dude from, like, cryo sleep. And I 100% for a second was like, oh my God, it's Kane. Was he right? I was like, was Pellegrini right? And then as it got closer, I was like, no, it's not Kane. But this is where I swear I thought he called him Anders.
I'll have to watch that again.
What does he say? He's like, don't call me that. I thought he said, don't call me Anders. I thought he said, don't call me that. Call me Billy.
He said,
Or
call me Bill. And then I stopped it and I rewound just like a couple of seconds, and the coffin that like opens up, his name is on it, upside down, sort of.
Oh.
And so it's William.
What a good catch.
It's William Cadoga. That's what it said.
Okay. Honestly, what I need to watch, which I'm actually going to pull up right now, I am curious. I'm pretty sure the symbol on the coffin was like that Second Dawn symbol. No, it's not. It's definitely
no.
not.
It was more of like the phoenix. It was almost
It's
like
a straight
phoenix.
like pyramid. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a pyramid bird.
Yeah.
But yeah. But then they
that's the episode though.
But then he's like, "Oh, like you shouldn't have woken me so early."
Yeah.
And then it's like,
yeah, he was like, if
Clark's
you're waking me
here-
this
it's
early.
it's so there's not even like, I know they'll probably explain this all, but like I would almost like just tiny little bits of breadcrumbs of like.
I mean, they're definitely giving you breadcrumbs.
I guess I just don't know how Clark fits into all of this.
It's just bigger bread. You know?
Like it's still such a mystery how this one girl who doesn't really have anything special about her. Like there's nothing.
Hey man, she's Clark. All right, how
Well, I know,
dare you?
But I mean, like, you know, when somebody says, "Oh, this person is the key," you would think like, "Oh, well, they have a specific blood." Like, look at Ellie. Ellie is the key to curing the zombies. She's the key because of like that's like because of something. It's not that it's just anybody. Clark.
Yeah.
Nothing is special like about her like internally.
Yeah,
And,
I
like-
mean, it used to be because she's a Nightblood.
Yeah.
You know, I'm pretty sure there literally has been seasons where like, you know,
Oh yeah, definitely.
she's the key because of that kind of thing. But like, you're right. There's nothing special about her like physically or anything like that.
I wonder if like there's some if this comes true, I'll be
so
pissed.
Kane is the shepherd, bro, and as like at her birth, Kane implanted another chip, a different kind of chip, because he was a prophecy. He was a time traveler, bro. He came back. He played his whole role as Kane. Came back, became the shepherd, but changed bodies, mind you.
Oh yeah, but but similar bodies. They're pretty close.
Then yes, similar bodies. So like now she has this chip implanted where she is the key, but only she can open the door.
Yeah, like I'm thinking
But
like
he
she's
knew all
literally
of
a
this.
key.
He knew that she was-
like her handprint is the only thing that can like open a door, and then and then a whole bunch of weapons are behind the door. That's how they win the war. And like what?
But like
who are they fighting against?
Yeah, that's
It's
my thing.
The
Who are they
final
fighting?
war of humankind. It's like, but who are you fighting? There's no opposing
Also,
side.
like, just in general, when it comes to the 100 and CW, you can't hype up a big war like this, and because you're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
The closest you ever did was when you had a bunch of grounders and shit, and you haven't done that in a long time. So I doubt you have the infrastructure like set up for that. You know what I mean? Like, especially with this type of season, they're not going to go from the way it's been produced, right? Like this whole season to then at the end, like, I mean, they could. That just seems very.
But we would
unlikely.
also sort of see that in Bardo itself. In Bardo itself, we've
Yeah.
literally seen like 3 halls.
But hey, man, maybe they're saving all the budget for the final battle.
Maybe.
For the last war that humanity will ever fight. Where Clark
Against
is
who?
The key.
Is it just gonna be like
He's
aliens?
The key. Oh my god.
It's gonna be like green men just pop out and be like, "These are who we're fighting." And it's like, who is it against?
I don't know, man. I want to know so badly. You know?
Like it's
I
almost
don't
getting. Yeah, I really hope
I don't
that
have too many theories.
the next
for
like
you.
2 episodes, we kind of get like how Clark fits into all of this. Why her? Why her specifically? Because it still just doesn't make sense.
She's the key.
But I don't know why. We need a blonde, 5'6". She's perfect. She's the key.
Yeah. I mean, she's the commander of death, bro. I'm just saying.
But like, she's not the best fighter. She's not the best strategist.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know about
Indra.
that.
I would
Like,
say Indra's better.
sure, but like, oh man, I don't know why this reminded me of this, but do you remember when fucking Pike and Bellamy killed all of the grounders that were like right outside in the middle of the
yeah.
night? Remember that shit?
They're like, oh yeah,
That
we're
was
gonna go to
fucked
war
up.
with these people. Like they know that they're gonna go to war. Like it's almost like, I think this was in olden times in like human civilization where it's like, yeah, you're going to war, but you sleep before. Your opposite sides sleep before.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was some.
Then they fight in the day.
I'm pretty sure that they legitimately there was some sort of like treaty, like they broke some sort of like law.
Well, yeah,
and some sort of like war
it's just like really dirty. It's like really dirty fighting. It's like, hey, we're gonna have a war.
I remember it
People are
being
gonna die, but then
very fucked up.
But then, yeah, don't kill me in my sleep.
Dude, I was so mad. I gotta rewatch the show, man. It's so good. But yeah, I don't know who they're gonna be fighting, cause like apparently Bardo's surface is not livable, so it's not gonna be anyone on the surface of Bardo.
Everybody's dead on Nakara.
Is it some sort of prophecy that the Shepherd put into place? But like they've been preparing for this war for a long time because apparently the Shepherd has been asleep for this long.
But why is the Shepherd
apparently
asleep?
He was only supposed. Who knows?
Why is he in
some dude from thousands of years ago?
Cryo sleep.
Maybe it was the dude who started research on the anomaly and stuff, and maybe they literally wake him every 100 years to give him an update about what's going on.
Man, that could have been such a. I wanted it to be Allie, or like not Allie, but maybe
Becca.
Yeah, Becca. That would have been cool. That would have been cool.
It actually, honestly, if it was gonna be anybody, in hindsight, it could have been Becca.
And that would have been super cool because like
she
Shepherd
came from Earth,
she still could be a Shepherd.
Bro, she could have came from Earth.
And we saw her.
And
we saw her in like
there could have been an anomaly stone on Earth.
We saw her in episode 3.
She came from Earth. Oh my god.
We saw her in that little iPad memory viewer.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that would have been cool.
She would have been like over 200 something years old. So if you think about this, people on Bardo have been here for thousands of years, right? Didn't they say that? So they didn't come from Earth.
No, because I thought.
How are these humans here?
I thought that there was a.
Because in the 100 timeline from where we are right now, the Earth originally got destroyed from nuclear radiation about 200 something years.
But what
ago.
if people left before that?
I mean, they could have, but like hundreds of years beforehand, or even thousands. Like that's very.
Yeah.
It seems like the timeline of
I think
when
they found
the Earth got destroyed was like 20.
I think there's an anomaly stone on Earth.
Yes.
So they possibly
maybe,
could have.
Prehistoric humans found a stone and they moved over there and they settled over there.
Yeah. And even like thousands of years, it still
Bardo
could have been thousands of years in the Bardo solar system is like 1 year, obviously, in our solar system.
True.
When you go to space, there are no rules. There actually isn't.
There's one thing
there
we
are
learned
and
is
there's
that
not.
if you go to space, there are no rules.
That's a tagline.
The 100 in space, there are no rules.
No, it's like Death Race with Jason Statham. Do like a death race in space.
Damn.
You never heard of Death Race?
No.
Oh my god! It's the first one.
Is it a movie?
Yeah. So it's prisoners who race, and if you win like so many times, but it's like not just. It's like Twisted Metal.
Oh my god.
It's Twisted Metal racing. So like there's like you get ammunition, you get like.
Oh my god. When was this movie made? Because yikes.
It was like what?
2008.
Yeah, not bad.
That's fair. Jason Statham. Oh my god! Look at these posters.
Watch the first one because they made sequels.
It's so silly.
But
Danny Trejo is in one of them at least.
Oh, he's probably in like Death Race 2000.
Death Race 3.
Death Race 3.
Inferno unrated. It's literally Death Race 3 Inferno unrated.
Watch the first Death Race. It's actually a good story. You will like it, and it's like good action. And Jason Statham. It's not bad.
Jason Statham. I mean, after I finish this in review series with Nolan and Studio Ghibli, maybe I go back and do their Bond series in review that they did. I've never seen a James Bond movie.
Not a single one?
Not a single one.
Not even like Pierce Brosnan?
I'm sure I've seen like clips of some of them
GoldenEye?
before, but like never, no, dude.
Oh
Well,
my
I mean,
God.
at that point, I was too young to like fucking watch movies. Like, when did GoldenEye come out? GoldenEye.
1997, 8.
I was born in 1996. GoldenEye came out in 1995.
95.
So like, it came out before I was born.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was watching movies of like consequence was, I don't know, 13ish, and we were renting 12, 13. We were renting movies from Blockbuster and Movie Gallery, and at that point we rented what my mom wanted. So like I
Bond.
saw mom movies.
But
You
Bond's
know?
such
so
a
like I really didn't. That's why I missed out on a bunch of like classic movies and stuff when I was younger. But by the time when I really got like my own what's the term? My own I'm thinking of like control, but like it's a different term. Once I got my own like control over it, that's when Netflix came out, like streaming Netflix when I was in high school ish. And you know, that's when I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, the best show of all time. And then oh god,
subjective.
Yeah, there it is. And then at that point there weren't really a ton of movies on Netflix and stuff like that. So like and now I can, you know, rent and I can see whatever I want. But like by that point, I hadn't really seen many movies when I was young. So there's like a bunch of classic movies that somebody will name, and I'm like, nope, haven't seen it.
I've literally watched.
I need to.
Like, if there's probably like a top 100 movies, I've probably watched like 95 of them.
Damn.
When I was a kid, I watched.
honestly
All I
thought
did
about
was
doing
watch
that.
movies. I would watch. We would go to either Rogers Video or whatever video store, and they'd be like $5 for $7 of like the VHS tapes. I'm really dating myself.
Nice.
And then you get five VHSs, and I would just watch them. Some of them were a little too risque for like.
I mean, I also grew up a very conservative Christian household, so like you know any. Like, you know, The Godfather, Shawshank Redemption, any of those I wouldn't, my mom would have never let me see.
Shawshank?
You know?
But Shawshank's...
I wasn't allowed to read Harry Potter until I was like 15, bro.
Okay. I wasn't allowed to watch...
Wizardry.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, but I was allowed to watch Power Rangers. And so I've loved Power Rangers ever, like, still to this day.
I definitely was not allowed to watch Simpsons or South Park or anything like that. But
I think I was old enough
when
for
I
South
was
Park.
like a senior in high school, and you know my parents losing control at this point, I sat down on Hulu and watched like all 18 seasons.
I will say, I'll shout out to my mom that she would buy me tickets to like rated R movies. I think I went to Blade 2 in theaters and so she would buy the tickets and then give me the tickets, and we'd go see the movie.
Nice.
With my friends.
I'm looking through the top 100 lists on IMDb right now, and I've seen some of these, but definitely
What's the top 10?
All of them.
We should close the podcast.
Top 10 is Shawshank Redemption, Godfather. I haven't seen either. The Dark Knight, which I have seen. Dark Knight is number 3 on IMDb. That's crazy. Godfather Part 2.
Oh yeah.
Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Pulp Fiction. Schindler's List. 12 Angry Men. Inception and Fight Club.
I've seen. What's 12 Angry Men? I don't think I've seen that one.
I don't know. It is a crime drama. Oh, it's like a black and white movie.
Maybe I think I've seen like Casablanca, and that's like my black and white movie.
I have too, because they made me watch that in the theater experience class in college, and oh man, what a slow fucking movie. Yeah. The whole, like, the pacing of that movie is so slow.
Have you seen The Wizard of Oz?
It's fine. I've seen The Wizard of Oz. That's a mom movie, you know. Like, I saw that. Like, as we keep going here, though, like, I never saw The Matrix, which is on Netflix now. I know. Never saw The Matrix.
Like the first one.
I did see
the movie,
the first one.
The movie that changed movies forever.
Yeah. I did see Star Wars and like Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars was one of the first like real ass.
I'm still recovering. So have you seen?
I mean, I can hit you with more.
But wait,
Terminators, any of the Terminator movies? Haven't seen any of those.
That's okay. You only need to watch 1, 2, and then the new one. Get rid of everything else.
Let's see.
But The Matrix, you haven't seen like the trilogy at all?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't plan to.
What?
I plan on watching the first one and stopping.
No, because
apparently, from what I've heard, everybody just pretends that 2 and 3 don't exist.
but 4 is coming after 3.
I mean, yeah, but like,
The problem with 2 and 3, I could go on and on. There's a lot of problems, but I still like the overall sort of. It's like the prequels. It's like there's a lot of problems with the prequels, but I like the overarching story of all 3 movies.
Sure.
Makes sense,
Sure.
but there's a lot of problems. So if you take The Matrix, the first movie is a standalone perfection.
yeah.
They didn't really need to have 2 and 3, but they did. If you watch them now, you're gonna look at really bad CGI, and I mean bad, like
Oof.
probably the worst CGI to watch in 2020. There's a scene where I
mean,
don't, but
bad.
it's so bad. But
Damn.
I still like the concept about like they kind of talk more about the Matrix and the machines and the humans and stuff like that. So
I mean, I know the general concept of the Matrix, so I feel like that's probably something that's ruined for me. Like, you know, in the movie, I'm sure that's like a big moment or something like that.
No.
But there are so many movies that I haven't seen. I didn't get into watching and caring about movies until literally probably 2017 or whatever, when I got Movie Pass and for like 6 months, I went to one movie. I made myself go every Sunday, even if I had seen all of them, and I would like branch out and see different stuff that I normally wouldn't. It was really cool.
have you seen any of the Saws?
No.
Do you like scary movies?
I don't like horror. No. I don't do horror stuff,
man.
games or movies,
Horror?
especially games. Jesus Christ,
Horror is my go-to.
I can't do it.
I love Michael Myers, Halloween.
Bro, there's one. I mean, we can talk about this in our special Last of Us spoiler cast if that ever.
We should do
happens.
this weekend.
We should. I was honestly thinking about like setting either like.
We could still
sometime
we'll probably only talk
Saturday or
about it for
something.
like an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, there's one part in that game that is very spooky, and it took me a while to like just pick up the controller and just do it.
I was
like,
probably more scared in Last of Us 2 than I was in like Resident Evil 3, like the remakes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Because it's like
Interesting.
there's a lot of just ambience in The Last of Us that you just don't know what's going to happen, and like the way that the levels are made. I was like, this is like a perfect spot to have a monster closet, and then it wouldn't happen, and then it would happen in this other one, and I'm like, okay, I don't know what my brain is doing. It's very like it throws you.
I'm not gonna lie, I will say I was very proud of myself as a gamer playing that game, because I started seeing through the design of the world where like originally, and I remember doing this in the first Last of Us too, but I did a lot more in this one, where originally I was like walking into every room, and every time it got slightly dark, I'd like crouch and do the listen mode and be like, are they in here? Is anybody in here? And like I was constantly on edge. And then at a certain point I was like, whenever I enter an area, they make sure like you drop down, or you walk into a room and there's a little animation, or when you walk in, Ellie will say something, or there'll be a quick like they make sure that you know you're starting an action room, you're ending an action room. And I was like, that kind of gave me an extra bit of safety to where I was calmer.
I guess I didn't like that. We could talk about that.
I mean, that's fair.
Like it was only because then it almost takes away from your once you start picking up on that, you're like,
yeah, sure, but
I can do whatever I want.
I feel like that's a very video game thing where I don't know what video game isn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know,
I want a game
when it comes to that type of game. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I want a game to not do that too, but also not be scary. Like, because I took that as safety. I was like, oh, okay. I'm seeing through the world here. I'm okay. I'm going to be all right.
Yeah.
You know? But, that's the 100 Season 7, Episode 7. Yeah, that's what that is. When will we start actually getting answers? Hopefully soon. I mean, we've gotten a lot
We're
of
almost
answers,
halfway
but
through.
So many questions is the problem.
We're
getting answers.
It's like this is Episode 7. There's 16 episodes.
Yeah.
We only have like 9 left.
I'm glad that we're doing this show, honestly, because it feels like that we're going Like, honestly, if we were like, the next episode's the finale, I don't know why. I guess I'm just bracing myself for that. I would have been like, oh, surprising, but okay.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're just like, there's 9 more, I'm like, oh, dope,
9 more
awesome.
episodes.
There's still a lot of room. Like, good. There's still a lot they can do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So, that's the episode. You can find me on twitch.tv/TeddyChinaris and twitter.com and Instagram. All on those same things. Catch me in the streets. Not really. I'll be in my house.
With your mask on.
Yep. Catch me in the streets with my
With a
mask,
mask on.
Will you be able to recognize me? Who knows?
Who knows? You can find me on Twitter at Tyson Pellegrini, Instagram Pellegrini_17, and Twitch TPellegrini. I'm gonna try and stream. I'm gonna give myself a buffer and say I'm gonna start streaming Ghost of Tsushima. Tsushima.
I'm gonna do that too. I'm excited.
Because there's probably not gonna be a lot of spoilers. Really?
Yeah, I definitely didn't do The Last of Us. Like, I shut myself off from everything until I beat that. And whenever I've seen people streaming that, I'm like, oh, you brave soul.
Yeah.
Like, oh, good on you. But Ghost of Tsushima should be fine.
Yeah.
You know? It's not an established franchise already. Like, it should be fine.
I hope there's a hard mode, because then I'm gonna go hard all the way.
Okay.
Because I did not go hard.
all day,
I did
every
not
day.
go hard or Survivor for Last of Us because
Oh, God.
just because of the controls, and it's not like the smoothest, and so
That
adding
game, I could. Oh.
adding hard or Survivor on that, I would have just hated it, and then it would have made my impressions of the game a little bit different. So I just played it on normal, which was fine.
Yeah. I almost played it on easy. So, two different people. I didn't, though. I did normal. All right, well, we will catch you next week. Also, we forgot to mention, I was going to mention this at the top of the episode, but instead I made a dumb arrow joke. This episode was directed by Lindsay Morgan,
Oh,
right?
that's right. Yeah,
Raven?
Raven.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hell yeah.
It was a good episode.
Hell yeah.
I liked
Yeah,
it.
she did good, for sure.
It's tough seeing. I guess she wasn't
gonna
really
see
in the
what
episode
next
that
episode's
much.
called. She was literally for like a couple of seconds,
Yeah.
so she didn't have to direct one where she was like super
Yeah.
like involved actorial.
That's weird whenever that
weird.
happens. Whenever it's
Yeah, yeah.
directed and
Like when Ben Affleck was gonna like star and direct in the Batman movie.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
I can't remember. Did Sylvester's? Have you seen Rocky?
No.
No.
No, I haven't.
I think he wrote it.
It's like I wanted to go see Creed and Creed 2, but like I haven't seen Rocky, and I feel like I need
don't
to do
see.
that.
You have to see Rocky 1, 2, 3, 5. then Rocky Balboa.
Wait, just skip 4?
Yeah. I think no. It's either skip 4 or 5. I'll try
at
and
that
remember.
Point, I'm just gonna watch them all.
No, there's one that's just so bad.
It's okay.
It might be 5.
It's fine.
But then you got to go
At that-
Rocky Balboa.
Honestly, that's the thing. If it's a series where like like Matrix, for example, where everybody says don't worry about 2 and 3, I'll just watch 1, because like if at that point the majority are bad from what I've heard. But if like Rocky, there's like 5 of them and 1 of them are bad, I'm just gonna watch all of them because I'm a loyal kind of person.
But like,
You know,
if you
it's
go
like,
see Matrix 4, you're gonna be like, who are these people?
At
'Cause
that
they
point,
introduce-
once Matrix 4 starts coming around, then I'll probably go back and watch 2
I think
and
they're
3.
on set already.
I mean, oh man, are they?
I think I saw that on Twitter that Keanu is back.
I think all 3 of them are on Netflix. I know that the first one at least was for a while.
Watch the first one; it will change.
Oh my god, it's not. God damn it. They took it off.
Might be on
I waited
Prime,
too
maybe.
long. They probably switched it to HBO Max.
You watch the first one; it will change your life,
Imagine that.
even if you weren't in film. Just watching that movie,
my life,
it
shit.
changes your. It does. Like, it sounds weird, but
Bro, these are high expectations.
no.
man.
Like, and the thing is, the Matrix
Give
will
me
pay
a-
off. Because the thing is you. That's like a meme now.
It's
Is
not
people
a
are just like,
Matrix,
oh, are we
so-
like living in the Matrix? Like, that's just like a meme.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, but like I know what that is.
No, but
know?
you don't. But when you see it on the screen, you'll be like, oh, it makes so much more sense.
Yeah. Also, I don't think The Matrix is anywhere anymore for streaming.
Might be on Canadian.
What a
Netflix.
bummer.
I think I saw it on
Oh,
Canadian
shit.
Netflix.
I'll just get a VPN going.
We get all the good stuff.
Oh man, every other country does, to be honest. Also, there's a website called justwatch.com that shows you like where everything is.
Yeah.
Does does not look like it's available to stream anywhere. God, I really did miss my chance. It was on Netflix for so long. For so long.
Just rent it on the PSN.
It's like $4 though.
That movie is
I'm
worth
trying to
so
save
much more than
money.
$4.
Yeah,
That movie.
that's what I hear.
That is like.
It's rated R. Are you sure I can handle the?
It's not scary, and it's like, how is that rated R?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I wouldn't think so either, just from the little bit I know.
But it's like if there's like a handful of movies, like
I
The
know
Matrix
I need
is
to
like
watch
up
the
there,
Matrix. It's one of I know.
and it's a
on the-
Keanu
it's on the
movie. Like,
list.
just watch all the Keanu movies.
Keanu in review next on Kind of Funny. They could.
They could, and that would be
It actually
perfect.
would not surprise me, all things considered.
But they have to call it Keanu in review because that rhymes.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
It does. Yeah.
And there's so many
anyways,
good
next
movies.
week's episode. Next week there are. I have a document that's literally called like movie backlog. I don't know where it is anymore. I
Point
lost it. It's
Break,
on Google Drive
Speed,
somewhere.
Constantine.
I did see Speed.
Johnny Mnemonic. What else is there? The Lake House. That's a funny. No, The Lake House is a good movie. It's like a love story with time travel.
Shit. Oh, I will say when Force Awakens was coming out, me and a bunch of friends went down to like Alabama where one of us lived. You know, we all congregated in one area, and we binged through all the Star Wars movies before Force Awakens because one of our friends hadn't seen them at all. So we were like, oh shit. So we went through all of them. And then when we had a little bit of time, we went through all the Back to the Future movies, which I had never seen. And Back to the Future is fucking awesome. I love that movie.
That's another one.
It's one of my favorite movies now.
I think
so good.
I think I like the second one better than the first.
I might be with you there.
I think a lot of people are though.
Honestly.
I think a lot of people are.
Really? I was
Yeah.
going to say, I feel like from what I've heard, a lot of people don't like it because they say, oh, it's just the first one. And I'm like, but that's why it's funny.
No, but it's so
but
much
I might-
more. It's so much
I
more.
like the second one better just personally because I watched them like pretty much back to back, and I had no idea that when it started, I was like, oh my god, this is just a running gag. Like they're doing every little running gag for the first one. This is amazing, and I really love when you take a joke and just make it over and over and over to where it's not funny anymore, and that's when it's at its funniest for me.
I love. Oh man.
So that's like perfect for me.
I love that
it.
cliffhanger ending, and then like the resolution right at the beginning of the second movie, even though they swap out the actress.
Yeah, that's true. Good movies. Anyways, the 100 Season 7 Episode 8 is called Anaconda, coming next week.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj is the star of the episode,
Yeah.
everybody. So watch out for that one. And we'll catch you next week. Bye.
See ya.